Greetings, blessings, the love of God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. This Sunday we are celebrating what is known as Meatfare. And Meatfare Sunday is the day after which we give up any meat products for the following week of pre-Lent and all of the Great Fast, which is a rather strict and difficult fast for those that are keeping it in its completeness. It is also known as Judgement Sunday. And as it is Judgement Sunday, we yesterday have celebrated one of the days of the remembrance of the dead, which I will not cover that right now since I've already covered that in one of my other talks. All of the Saturdays, basically of the whole year, but especially during pre-Lent and Lent, are essentially days on which we should be praying for the dead, especially those who go to the grave with no one to remember them. But this day now, as Judgment Sunday, the gospel lesson of the day is about the Lord calling all around him on the throne, and he separates the goats to his left and the lambs to his right. Now, which will we be? Which do we want to be? Which will we be seen or judged on Judgment Day? Which will we be judged as? One of the goats or one of the lambs? Which way will we be understood or taken? And I want to read for you a really pertinent piece of the gospel from the day. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye, blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was a-hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee a-hungered, and fed thee? Or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in? Or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Now, I keep stressing how that divine spark of God resides in all of his creation. And it seems to be a very natural human response that there are those people that we very easily love. There are those that we're just okay with. Then there are those that we could live without, maybe even those that we would despise. However, that spark and peace of God and his creation does reside in each and every one of them. The sun rises every day and shines equally on all heads. Some may be a more perfect, or at least a better, icon of the Lord. Others, it would be very difficult perhaps for us to see the Lord within them. That doesn't mean that he isn't there. That's what he means by who did we feed, who did we clothe, who did we take care of, and who did we give a hard time to? This is part of the judgment. Now, as we have one more Sunday before we leave pre-Lent and enter the Great Fast, there is still one more great lesson, but that will be next week. But once again, we saw the spirit of Zacchaeus and his great desire to encounter and to see the Lord and to have the Lord abide in him. And the Lord went, and he did abide. And then we encountered the Pharisee, the publican, the lesson of which is false pride, false practice. Or are you humble as the publican? And then we encountered the prodigal son, and when he had true contrition and came back to his father being in the story representative of God the Father unconditionally welcomed him, celebrated the return of his prodigal son. And yet the prodigal's brother was there to be jealous, envious. So which one are we? Which of the two brothers? And now in this lesson, which things get a bit more serious, it is the judgment. Will we be on the left? Will we be on the right? Do we see that divine spark? Are we willing to work with that? To not put yourself above others? And I find all of this to be, again, especially relevant right now in these times of the pandemic, COVID-19. Are we taking care of each other? Are we looking out for each other? Are you helping to feed the hungry and clothe the naked and visit the sick? Or is it every man for himself? These are all God's children. This is part of compassion. This is part of realizing and seeing that divine spark of the Lord that resides within them. How do you respond to these things? How will you be judged on Judgment Sunday? A goat on the left, a lamb on the right. And as I said, there is one more important lesson, which is next Sunday, before we begin the Great Fast. Ponder these thoughts. May the Lord be with you.